Bitch, I'm a doctor. Fuck you, Akimbos.
Was I
27
gonna watch
duckers.
this? Oh god, this guy makes me want to kill myself almost as much as my commie fans do. Oh fuck, this guy is so dumb. Okay. Alright, Gary, here's your react video for my YouTube channel. Let me get my fucking Soylent. Fuck me. Before we embark on this fucking quest of cancer.
Well, this video is probably going to get me blacklisted from the entire games industry, but who would want to be a part of that mess anyway? Apex Legends is off to a meteoric rise, reaching tens of millions of players likely by the end of February. It is by all measurements a resounding success for Respawn and EA.
Hold on, okay, never mind. I do have to mute you guys. I'm sorry. Don't donate while I watch this, okay?
Video is not about the game at all. In fact, I've done an entire review of Apex Legends, and I'm going to leave it in the pinned comment below. I think it's a fair, unbiased review.
Oh, you're right. Red light means no subs. There, hold on. Don't sub. Wait, which one is red? There, no subs.
And that review of the game and its gameplay had nothing to do with this. Separating, politics from video games is actually not that hard. But we have...
He says as he literally makes an identity politics video about politics in video games. Separating it is hard, though, by the way. Or not hard. Okay, dude.
Apex Legends being awarded by me the wokest video game of all time. That's right, 25% of the roster is LGBTQ, and the games activist community loves that fact, and they are using it to market. And I have a lot of thoughts on this whole situation, on how the games industry abuses fake wokeness to get free clicks, and they don't really care about inclusion at all. They care about getting free clicks. Apex Legends having this overrepresentation, and that's exactly what it is, of an LGBT community is about clicks. It is not about inclusion. That's all a facade. Representation in video games is irrelevant. It doesn't really sell copies. It sells tweets. It's a marketing...
That's quite the claim. So the thesis of this video is that whatever, is it EA that made Apex Legends? I don't know the studio. Actually doesn't give a fuck about inclusiveness. He's going to go on to prove in this video that they're actually don't care about inclusiveness. They just want clicks. Now, we're going to ignore the fact that Respawn, okay. We're going to ignore the fact that he doesn't even say why that's bad. Because technically, let's say somebody's like, okay, yeah, we're going to do this because it gets us more money. Maybe he's a socialist. He might be anti-capitalist, right? We'll skip past the whole fact that he doesn't even say that that's necessarily a bad thing. That these people are appealing to more people because they want to make more money. Like, okay, is that a problem? We'll ignore that. Let's see if he can actually prove this point. I'm curious.
Tactic. If we look at the nitty-gritty, if you want me to get real here on a Friday, I don't think that it was a mistake that when you look at the Legends roster and you have a non-binary character, a gay Pacific Islander, a black female with pink hair, a robot that's agender or something like that. You have a female.
Okay. You cannot in one breath tell me that leftist SJWs get triggered over everything and then unironically script out the phrase agender robot. What the fuck? Also, I don't know where he gets this information. I'm not saying he's wrong. I had no fucking idea that these people are like non-binary. Are they saying this all the time? Is this like voice lines? Like if I was playing this character, it'd be like, oh man, like I feel non-binary today after that headshot. Like how do you even know this shit? Do you have to like read the lore? I had no fucking idea. Like
Legends roster, and you have a non-binary character, a gay Pacific Islander, a black female with pink hair, a robot that's agender or something like that. You have a female and another female, and you have...
I like how that's like on the same level, like agender robot, non-binary, female, another female. Like,
again, just going to put this out there, the only outwardly straight white male being fat and bearded, also behind a paywall. I'm just saying that the only kind of traditionally built characters are both behind a paywall. That is genius. Because if you allow me to put my woke hat on, and I don't think like this, so I'm going to do the best that I can. Given when I play this game, I generally play Bloodhound or Wraith or Pathfinder. It really just depends how I'm feeling that day. I don't care. Is there some enormously small percentage of people that care about looking like their video game character? There must be. I've had people write me lengthy emails about how representation in video games is a big deal to them. So I don't want to discount that, but to be clear, it is an extraordinarily small percentage of people. But if representation matters, if people really did care about that.
I don't really care what the characters look like in video games. 5 seconds earlier, a gender robot.
Then why do you think they would put the most common body type behind a paywall? If people want to play a character that looks like them, don't you think it's awfully coincidental that they put these characters behind a paywall? Just saying. And that is, of course, what I'm going to lead into here with a lot of this coverage. Coverage that, of course, would be predictable and in almost every case gets ratioed. Respawn confirms that 25% of Apex Legends roster is LGBTQ. Whenever I'm interested in whenever a game I'm interested in comes out and the first thing I hear about is a character's sexual orientation, then said interest magically disappears. And I don't like that I have to qualify this, but I'm going to, because things I say, and based on the industry, if you speak out against any forced inclusion, it's just, you must hate the gays. Obviously, that's not true. I don't really care that they're in the game. I care that they're being used to pander, all right? Let's be honest. Apex...
We are restating our thesis again, that Respawn doesn't actually care about LGBTQ people. They're just pandering. I'm sure we're going to get to the point where he has like this, like, there's probably like some sick emails or some shit that he's going to leak where they're like, hey, fuck the gays, but let's put him in the game, right? I can't wait for this like big bomb he's going to drop. It's probably going to be in the last half of the video, okay, guys? Oh, man.
Legends doesn't have a story. The idea that a particular character is gay or not is completely irrelevant. It is 100% marketing wonk. It is 100%.
It doesn't matter the sexuality of a character. A gender robot.
100% walking on the LGBT community to sell copies of a game. Is that okay? How come nobody in the woke community ever points this out? You never see a lot of these blue check marks ever talking about how the LGBT inclusion is just a marketing method these days. Going beyond, all right, if you had 8 characters, again, I don't really care, but I'm using the...
What is this, the 3rd or 4th time that he's like, I really don't care about this. I swear I don't care, but a gender robots, 2 females.
Their inclusion logic, the best I can. Having 1 in 6 characters be of this persuasion would be an accurate representation, but they go all the way to 25%. I can't even imagine thinking about...
What is 1 in 6? Isn't it like 18.5? I don't actually know. They went from 17% to 25%. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Boy, I wonder what Lifeline's up to outside this fictitious character, outside this fictitious game, outside the storyline of the game. The idea that you would be leaking or promoting this type of content about a huge chunk of your roster being gay, without actually having to back it with any story mode is obvious gay baiting. I don't know what else you call it. I mean, the thing is, nobody's playing this game because the characters are gay, and nobody's not playing it because of that. And when I say nobody, okay, there might be a few people that are really offended, but there are going to be 20 million players in this game by the end of the year, and really none of them care about this. So let's not give them all this praise. You have websites, Apex Legends is a battle royale from Respawn, but we have good news about the robot. Surprise, it's about his sexuality, of course, because that is all these games journalists can write about. I mean, there's nowhere are we talking about, you know, the graphics, the gameplay. And by the way, one of the most underrated soundtracks in these games, I think. It's about...
Literally no one is talking about the gameplay or anything of Apex Legends. It's literally all about
who they are allegedly hooking up with. You have journalism outlets like Kotaku writing, sadly, it's...
Why does he say journalism? Is this like a meme of his videos, or...
Outlets like Kotaku writing, sadly, who they are allegedly hooking up with. You have journalism outlets like Kotaku writing, sadly, it's surprising that there are 2 black women in Apex Legends. 2 out of 6. By the way, 3 out of 5 characters that have a gender are female. Just saying. Somehow that hasn't managed to...
I like where we're getting into the fucking hardcore stats. Like, it's 2 out of 6, but actually, if you eliminate the agender people, it's 3 out of 5. Like, wait, I don't even know.
Hurt the rapid growth of the game. I thought all gamers were bigots. This Apex Legends success completely smashes any notion that gamers are anything phobic. Think about that. 10 million players in like 72 hours.
This is better than the... How can there be racism in America when Obama was black? Checkmate, bitch. Hey, do you think gamers are kind of like transphobic or maybe like shit on women a little bit? How can gamers hate women when Apex Legends is popular and 3 out of 5 of the gendered characters in that game are women? Checkmate, SJW.
700,000 concurrent players. None of them care that the overwhelming majority of them are either going to be playing with a woman.
Keep in mind, he keeps saying that none of these people care. And keep in mind that he keeps saying gamers don't care about this. Gamers don't care about this. Gamers don't care about this. But the top line tweet that he showed in response to this
Legends
was a guy saying, whenever a game I'm interested in comes out and the first thing I hear about is the character's sexual orientation, then said interest magically disappears. I like that. That's very funny to me.
By the way, 3 out of 5 characters that have a gender are female. Just saying. Somehow that hasn't managed to hurt the rapid growth of the game. I thought all gamers were bigots. This Apex Legends success completely smashes any notion that gamers are anything phobic. Think about that. 10 million players in like 72 hours or something like that. 700,000 concurrent players. None of them care that the overwhelming majority of them are either going to be playing with a woman or a gay.
I don't know if this matters, but like, maybe I shouldn't ignore it. Like, there's like 50 million fallacious arguments that are all being baked into here. One, you assume that because the game is the most popular game, people don't care about gender or anything else. It's possible that more players could have played. You don't know that. Had there been more straight white male characters, you don't know that. One. Two, the fact that the sexuality and the gender, whatever of the characters, is pushed very far into the background means that maybe these issues are important to some people and they are bigoted, but they don't care because it's not like a story game, right? Three, the fact that there is no story mode that actually like front loads these characteristics onto a character and makes them part of the story, part of the character, or part of like whatever the identity of the person really hard, means that there are people who could have been turned away for that reason as well, right? Like, there's like a million reasons where his argument isn't really supported by any of the facts. I mean, this is like obviously. Like, it's almost not even worth saying, but like, holy shit, there's like, but he unironically believes it, you know? Which he even literally admitted himself that like all of this stuff is found through like tweets and backstory and shit. You don't actually see any of this in the gameplay. So, but okay.
Hey man, imagine that. Where are all the articles talking about the game community embracing a diverse cast of characters? It's because we don't care. The game community doesn't care about this stuff. Games journalists, blue checkmarks who use the gaming community to write about social justice, they are the only ones that really care about this. Where are all the articles talking about how inclusive the gaming community is? None, right? Because that would smash their narrative that the gaming community is some sort of disgusting filth fest of unwelcoming people. Let's not let Respawn and other development companies reap all these benefits because they are just playing the crowd. If they didn't know that all these trash articles about who these fictitious characters are hooking up with in a fictitious world outside of the game wouldn't happen, I'm not sure we'd see this here. They are playing games journalists. So either as a game journalist, you can continue to call gamers unaccepting, or you can write articles praising us for welcoming such a diverse cast of legends.
He says after making a 10-minute video claiming that the only reason diversity is in this game is because they're just trying to bait people with it and they don't actually care, which was the thesis of his video, which, by the way, he didn't support with a single fucking statement in this entire video. The whole premise of this video was that Respawn doesn't actually care about being inclusive. They're just doing it to bait clicks. And he didn't actually support that statement a single time. 446,000 subscribers, by the way.
Can't have it both ways. I, for one, truly enjoy Apex Legends. It isn't my type of game. It isn't a game I will put hundreds of hours into, but it's a game that is similar to Call of Duty, for example, that I'll jump in and jump out when I want to blow off some steam. I prefer story mode. But what this really does is this proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that gamers don't care about their characters' fictitious sexual preferences or orientation. Consider this me putting Kotaku and Polygon and Rock Paper Shotgun on notice that the gaming community will expect articles retracting all of the horrible things you've said about us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great weekend playing some video games. I'm going to be jumping into Tom Clancy's Division 2, Pringles Totino's, Pickle Edition, Beta, Private, Super VPN, VIP, Bearing, Dankula Edition. Right after this video, playing over the weekend so I can give you some initial thoughts. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.
What were the top comments? Nah, you're not blacklisted from the industry, just the games journalism, but who cares about them? I must be the only one who doesn't check the genders before I play. Might I add, the white, fat, bearded male is also described with the word toxic. Ooh, the real SJW agenda. LGBTQ. There are more than 2 genders. Also LGBTQ. We have bisexual in our name. NAACP. Calling someone colored is racist. NAACP. We have colored in our name. This is just too woke for me.